like that I don't see myself. Okay. Hello. Sorry, I could not get that to work. But here we are. Hopefully you have found me and I'm in the right place. So comment if you are here and let me know two things. One, where you're from, because that's always so fun to see where we're tuning in from all over the world. As well as two, what's your weather like today? Because our weather, I'm here in Meridian, Idaho, just down the street from home office, and it's usually bright, sunny, sunshine, and warm this time of year, but it's cold today. It was like 60 for a high. And I have a summer cold, so that's not super fun. I don't see any comments yet, so hopefully it's just that you are all figuring out how to hop on and where I've been for the last 5 minutes. I do apologize for being a little bit late. I couldn't get it to work. Oh, Rihanna, California and sunny. She's always telling me that it's sunny there. My name is Becky Sattler, and I'm tuning in, like I said, from Meridian, Idaho. I am a Superstar director. I joined in February of 2008, so I have been a consultant for 16 years. Tuning in from Connecticut. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you. And I have been around for a lot of summers. And I know if you're in Region 3, Australia, New Zealand, it's not your summer. I fully realize that, and you are in the opposite season from us. But these tips that we can talk about tonight that you can take away are for the perfect thing for any kind of busy season in your life. Right now, with the kids out of school, it makes for a busy, busy season. For a lot of us in the United States, but it can be busy any time of your life. And for me, it's busy because I have 5 kids and they're all out of school for the summer. So there's activities and sports and all the other extra things and the park visits and the library and all the fun things. But even if you are retired or don't have any kids or just work a full-time job, there is always going to be a time in your life when things seem to be busier than ever, and you need to find a way to maximize your time with little time put into it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So hello from Massachusetts. Oh, joined in May of 2008. Tanya, we're almost twins. That's fun. Indiana, Missouri, Canada. That's so fun. Springfield, Missouri. Twin Falls, yes, Tanya, you are in this weird weather that we have, which is spring. But I think we're supposed to be up to 100 degrees this weekend. So don't worry, it'll be nice and warm. So, okay. A lot of times people say, it's one of our objections for when people join and they say, I'm too busy. I don't have time to do Scentsy. And so I can't do this. I can't make this work in my life. And what do we tell them as an excuse buster? The things that I've always found to be true, so I always share this with them, is the busiest people make the best consultants. So make sure you check your mindset. And if you're like, oh, I'm too busy. I can't run my Scentsy business this summer. I'm too busy in this season of my life. Check yourself and say, oh yeah, it's the busy people that make the best consultants. So I got this. I can do this. Why is it that we say that the busy people make the best consultants? For me, it's because you've figured out how to contain all of the most important actions that you can do. You don't just have all the time in the world. Nobody does, but you don't just have all the time in the world. I call it the water theory, the cup of water. I don't have a cup of water, but I have my little pen. Let's just pretend like this is, oh, my little pen is falling out of my holder. Let's just pretend like this is a glass of water. If I have water in here, I can fill it up, and look, it'll only take up this amount of space on my table. But if I pour the water out, it can take up the whole space on my whole desk. It's the same amount of water, but it only can take up just this amount when it is contained and when it's put in its place. So it's the same thing with our time. It's the same amount of time that everybody has. But if we don't say, okay, you're going to fit in this container and I'm going to put you right here, and it's only going to take up this amount of space in my life, it'll run all over like water all over your countertop. So, and it doesn't take a big, huge overhaul. Small little things and small little actions can lead to big results. So, first, I like to start with a goal. What do you want to do this summer? What do you need to do every week, every month, at least at the end of every month? And then at the end of the summer block or 3-month block, what do you want to have done? At very bare minimum, everybody should be at least active, because that keeps the momentum going for your business. And if you're a leader, you need to at least have 500 BRV and be aiming to be paid at title so that you can maximize your summer and have the extra money for summer activities or summer camps or a vacation with your family, or even just all the extra food because your kids are home during the summer. So I like to map that out with the action plan. So look in your workstation and look up the action plan mapping, and it helps you figure out where you are right now, where you would like to get, and what's missing in between. And then it helps you further break down what are some actionable goals that I can make, some actions I can take to help close that gap. That will help you pinpoint and laser focus, because there's a million things we could be doing with our time. But if we focus it down to just the select few that are really going to move that needle, or really going to keep the water in that cup where it needs to be contained, that will really make it so that we can make the most of our time and have all the extra free space to do all the fun things we should be doing in the summer. I remember when I first joined, so I don't know if you guys are new or if you're like Tanya and I, who joined in 2008 and have been around a while. In order to keep this business in its proper place in my life, I've had to tell it, okay, business, you've got to fit in this place in my life. Otherwise, it's like that water, and it gets all over my life, and it kind of takes up my life. And I find that I'm always thinking about Scentsy, even if I'm not working on it. And that I didn't want that for my life. I am a mother first. I'm a mom of 5 kids, and that is my main objective in life, is to be there with my kids. I only get 18 summers with them, and then they're gone. And I have a 10-year-old, and so I only have a few more left with her. And I have a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old, and the time goes so fast that if we're not intentional with what we want our summers to look like in our family, in our homes, at our jobs, whatever it is you want, and especially with Scentsy, the time will pass and it will have taken up a whole lot of time, but you won't have a whole lot to show for it. So start with that goal so that you can know exactly what are those income producing activities that'll get you closer to that goal. Orville said a long time ago, I don't know. Oh, good, Corey, you just did your action plan worksheet. Good for you. So now you know exactly how to manage your time and what to focus on. And you don't need to do it all. That's the beauty of it. You need to just focus on the next step. Just focus on the next best thing that you need to do right now. I remember in the early days, Orville used to use this analogy. He hasn't used it in a while, and plus he's been gone for the last 3 years. But it's an analogy. They don't even have them in the park anymore. But do you remember the merry-go-round in the parks? It was always my favorite thing. And it was like this spinny thing, and then you'd have to push it to get it going. And then it'd go so fast, and then you'd get pulled into the center when it go really fast. And so he said that our business is like a merry-go-round. It takes a lot of effort at the beginning to get that momentum building. But then once the momentum goes, not that we don't have to put in as much effort, but we don't have to start as much. You're not starting and stopping every time. So then your effort can be into then leading your team, not just getting sales, and then growing your influence and helping others. And so it just gets to grow and compound the more we keep that momentum going. And if you take the summers off because you're like, oh, it's too busy, I have other priorities, then that momentum starts to slow and slow and slow, which is okay. Our businesses are built so that they can do that. But if you need your business to have life-changing opportunities for your family, or even yourself, or even just that you have goals that you want to make, or money that you need to make to have these dreams come true for your family, it's a lot harder to get it back up and going in the fall and have that time going so that you can really truly have that big harvest in the fourth quarter when it's coming up. So if you are wanting a promotion in the fall, if you are wanting bigger paychecks, if you are wanting to earn that next incentive, now is the time to be focusing on the most important things, because we don't have a ton of time. Do not waste your summer doing Scentsy 10 hours a day. It's a waste of time. You have much bigger life goals outside of Scentsy to work on. So let's keep Scentsy in its container, but full all the way to the brim with important things so that you can have the time to do the other priorities in your life that take time. So for me, I found there are 4 things that I do. There's probably more, but I could think of 4 right off the top of my head that help me to kind of prioritize my time. So for one, before I go to bed, because otherwise my brain will just keep looping, and then again, it's all up here, but it's not really getting me to action. I write my top 3 priorities that I need to do for the next day. I look at my schedule and my calendar, and I say, okay, these are the things I need to do that will get me closer to those goals, as well as my priorities for my business. And I write down just 3 of them, because you can't have a laundry list, or else you won't be able to get them done, and you won't feel that momentum of keeping the progress going. So take just small little steps. What are the 3 things you need to do in your business tomorrow that will keep that momentum going? Something that you can do, even if it's not, don't have it be something that is results based and say, oh, I want a recruit. If you want to recruit, then you take it backwards and you say, what are the actions that I can do today that are going to get me closer to getting that recruit? Maybe sending out host packets, or sponsoring packets, or sending out a borrow bag, or following up with potential recruits that you've had before. Whatever it is, make it actionable things, because you can check them off, and then that can get you closer to your goals. And success brings more success. So if you have those list of 3 things and you get to check them off at the end of the day, you're going to feel so good about yourself, and that's going to give more momentum, more speed, because you're going to be successful, and then that will help you to do even more tomorrow. I keep notes on my phone, or a little planner. I also have my little planner here. Look how cute this is. So I got to show you. Look at my cute little planner. It's a little small one, and I keep like tabs of who's ordered and when I need to follow up with them, or who needs a thank you note, or who on my team did something great. So whatever format works for you, there is not one best way. The best way is the way that you will do it. So whether it's a list, I also love my little notepad. So just keep a notepad, or keep a little binder, or keep a sheet, or note in the notes section of my phone. I keep a lot of things in the notes section of my phone because that's always with me as well. So if you get a minute while you're waiting to pick up a kid from swimming lessons or something like that, you have 5 minutes, guess what? You could make a phone call, or you could make a text or something like that to follow up with a host or something like that, or to follow up with a team member. So I just like to put it into the nooks and crannies of my day so that I kind of have those top three things that I needed to get done today on my mind, but so it's not taking all of the time, because I'm like, okay, now is the time when I'm going to do it. So work it into the nooks and crannies of your day, and then turn off your brain the rest of the time. Put it away, because otherwise it's going to wear you out. You're not going to have enough energy to be present and focused on all of the things in your life. Number 3 is keep your focus where it should be. Don't sacrifice your family for your business, or whatever it is that's your priority, whether it's your pet or your husband or your partner or your neighbor or your friendship or your quilting club. Whatever it is that is your first priority in life, it's 100% fine that can be your first priority. Your business is there to support your life, not to be your life. That took me a long time to figure out in the early days. How to keep it going and how to keep that momentum without allowing it to take over my life. But that's really important. Like I said before, you only get one summer with your 6-year-old. You only get one summer with your child as a 12-year-old. That's it. Next year they'll be 13 and you'll have lost your 12-year-old. So that helps me keep it in perspective of, okay, what do I want my 12-year-old summer to look like? And that's it, because this is the only time I get with her as a 12-year-old. So don't let your business lag. Don't put it on the shelf because, oh, well, Becky said I need to make sure that I spend my best summer with my kids. Yes, that's why we're talking about how to make it the best summer in your business that you've ever had, so that you can be ready for the fall, but keeping it in its proper perspective. If you schedule what you want to happen in a day, those things, then you tell your time where to go, instead of you look at the end and you're like, well, where did it all go? And then your time is just gone. So the 4th thing is schedule. Look at your schedule and see how it best fits in for you to work your Scentsy business. For me, a lot of times I have to get up an hour before my kids get up, because otherwise it's just crazy go time. And when they were young, I could work an hour or 2 after they went to bed, but now they're teenagers, they don't go to bed. So I find that I can do it much easier if I just schedule it first thing in the day, and then I get that done and I know, and then again, I can check out mentally because I've put it away. So just figure out whatever works for you. If your kids nap, do it during nap time. If they go to play school, do it during play school. If you have, I don't know, a time when whatever it is that you do, find a space and then schedule in that little power hour and decide how are the 3 things that you're going to do that day, how are you going to do them and fit them into that time. So that's kind of how I like to focus my time. And other things outside of Scentsy that help me are things like meal planning and getting my workout in, and making sure that I get my spiritual devotions during the day, or you're meditating, or reading something inspirational, or listening to a podcast. Whatever it is that helps get you focused on the things that matter most for you will set the rest of your day in motion to be winning and to have that momentum of good things in your life. And then guess what? It'll be top of mind to where then you are just in a better frame of mind to handle whatever comes your way. So, and then as we all know, there are 3 main focuses for our business, and that is sales. We've got to get somebody to buy, or else we don't have a business. And then also recruiting and sponsoring and onboarding. And then the 3rd thing is team leadership. So just really quickly, and then I will let you go because I know you guys are all busy, and so am I, and unless you have any questions. So if you have any questions, think of them. But I'm going to teach you I'm going to just share a few ideas of what I do for all those 3 areas to really, especially during the busy months, to really hone it down just to the bare essentials to keep things rolling. And if you find that you don't have anybody to team, like going backwards. So I'm going to talk about sales, and then sponsoring, and then team leadership. And if you don't have a team, then you need to focus on sponsoring. And if you don't have anybody to sponsor, you need to focus on selling more, because the more people that you're in front of, the more likely it is for you to meet those perfect customers who want to host or that who want to join. So, so sales. What is your system for keeping those sales rolling during your busy summer months? If your system is that you have to call all of your customers one by one, guess what? That's going to eat up a lot of your time. It's a good system, but how can you change that during the busy time so that it's not taking up all of your time? You got to keep your customers happy and find new ones, because again, that's the lifeblood of setting up all these seeds so you can have a big harvest in the fall. So my favorite thing to do is to batch work. So I'll say one day, this is the whole day that I'm going to do all of my social media posts, and I'm going to figure out what I want to post, and I'm going to schedule them all in so that I'm not even thinking about it. Or this is the day that I'm going to take all the pictures around my house or make all the videos or whatever, so that when I do go to schedule them, I've got all my stuff already, instead of being like, okay, what am I going to post today? Or, oh, I didn't even get dressed today. I probably shouldn't post a selfie today with my warmer, right? So you can batch work, and even if you have to change your shirt so that it looks like another day for other content, that's perfect. That's how they do it. That's how it's done. So think about doing lots of the same things so that you can schedule it. I do the same thing with my emails. I write a whole month of emails on one day so that then I can schedule them, or even keep them in my computer as a file, and then I upload them on the day that it's ready to go out, so that I can, or I use Flowdesk so I can actually schedule them ahead, so I don't even have to remember. So I'm always a month ahead because I'm always a month out. So if I'm on vacation or camping without internet or just busy, or if I get a cold and I'm down like I was yesterday, it's okay. It doesn't have any effect because I've already pre-batched everything ahead of time. Then you can either at least schedule it or at least have it done so then you can send it later. So I love to email my contacts, as I told you before. I love to email them because then at least I know that they're hearing from me at least once a week, or once every other week, or once a month. However often you want to get a hold of them, that's fine. If you're just waiting for them to see you on social media and you say, well, I'm posting, not everybody's going to see it because of the algorithm, for one, and for two, I'm not on social media a lot. Not everybody's on social media a lot, so they wouldn't see it. But I read my emails every day and I get texts every day. So find where your customers are and find a way to broad sweep everybody all at once. That's why I love my email, because I know that they've all gotten it. At other times in my business, I have also sent out mail. So again, I can mail you something and I know that you will get it, but I do one big batch mailing in one day, and I've gotten all of my customers, at least for the past however far back I want to go, 6 months or whatever, and I know that all of them have at least gotten contact and just reminded, hey, I'm here. What was the app called that you schedule emails? I use Flowdesk, but it is a paid one. You can also schedule your emails in Gmail, but sometimes they don't like that coming from a business. I know that our emails are being worked on for our workstation as well, so hopefully soon we'll be able to have a much better email system from there as well. You can also use something like, I started with my emails, there's lots that use Mad Mimi for free at the beginning, and up to a certain amount of contacts you can send Mad Mimi and MailChimp. I started with MailChimp, so I would suggest starting with that as well if you want to do that. I don't know if you can schedule it on the free one. I haven't used it for a long time, but if nothing else, you can create it in MailChimp and make it all pretty and use all their images and things like that, and then copy it all, and then you can paste it into something else, either your Gmail or into even the workstation, something like that, and it'll, generally speaking, it'll keep that same format. And again, even if you can't schedule it ahead, you can make different copies of it and save them, even if it's just in a Word doc, and then say, okay, here's the one for tomorrow, and then just take it out. And if you don't want to redo it every time, save the same verbiage and then just tweak a few little things. What's my favorite pick of this week? Oh, it's all the same image that I'm going to use of a favorite pick of the week or whatever, and then, or maybe just upload the image of you using your new body wipes because they're amazing and you want to share your favorite item of the week or something like that. Make it easy on yourself. Create a system even within your email if you want to do that, so that's the same thing and your customers know, here's your top 3 things that you send out, or here's what I'm warming this week, or whatever you want to do. Don't take too long, because again, your time is important and you just want to keep in touch with them and remind them, hey, I'm here, don't forget. And hey, you need this. This is going to make your life better as well, whatever it is. These body wipes are amazing because you're going to need it coming back from the beach, and you'll be all sticky and gross, and this will make you all freshened up. Whatever it is, remember, what we're trying to do is help solve a problem for them. So use our products to help solve a problem, or use our opportunity to help solve a problem. And you can show that through your emails. And like I said, create a template in your email of where you're using the same template, and then you're just adjusting what you send each month or each week or every other week. You can even do it every other Friday during payday. Because that's when people have money. I know that's what Rihanna has done before, done it on payday, because that's when she hits up her people, because that's when they, generally speaking, have more money. So whatever works for you, whatever you can be consistent with. I also like to do text blasts, or schedule on Project Broadcast. Again, that's another paid application. So if you don't use Project Broadcast, totally fine. There's a lot of different ways. You can also do it with WhatsApp, or you can even just schedule them one by one. If you don't want to use Project Broadcast because you don't want to invest in the money, totally fine. Because again, keep family money for your family. When I do my when I put in my contacts, I always put in like their name, and then under something, let's see, when I in there, so here I'll cover hers up. So like here I have her name because she's one of my Scentsy customers, and then I have Scentsy customer. I also have local customer or local Scentsy for those who are local. So when I need to text a bunch of people all at once, I will type in my contacts part. I will type in Scentsy at the top. And guess what? Every one of my customers that I've tagged as a Scentsy customer, or I even have Scentsy Frontline for some of them, or Scentsy customer local, then I can tap on that person, and then I can just copy and paste the message that I had from before. So again, you can do it automatically to schedule it out in Project Broadcast, which is my first choice, because again, I'm all about time. Time is money, and time is my life right now. So for me, that works the best. But it is money. I think it's like $18 a month now. So if you don't want to invest in that, don't. There are plenty of ways to do it for free. And that's my favorite way to do it on my text, is type in Scentsy, and then it'll bring up everybody. Look, see, it's still going. All these people are different Scentsy for different reasons. And then I can just click on that name, and guess what? It's all done. So text blasts, because again, you're using the one message, and you're sending it to everybody. Another fun thing, if you're going to do a text, a lot of times I will go just to my regular camera, and I will go to video and turn it around so that it's on me, and I'll make just a quick little video message, and I'll be like, hey, good to see you, just want to let you know there's a new whatever dropping today, or whatever. And then I can send that as a text, as a video, because everybody likes to see your face. Again, they want to think about, they want to feel connected to you. People buy and join and host with people that they like and they know and they trust. So the more likable you are, the more you can stand out, the more you can connect with them, and the more that you keep top of mind, the more that they will come back for you, because you'll have that relationship with them. But again, make it easy on yourself. Let's do it quick. Let's find ways to batch all this content. If you're like, okay, that's great, Becky, but nobody's going to do a party for me this summer. Everybody's telling me no. For one, that's your mindset. You better fix that. But I got you. If you can't find anybody to do a home party because everybody's on the go, or let's say you're on the go. Let's say you're gone all summer because you're going to take an epic 6-week road trip. Fantastic. Set up a fundraiser. You can do a big one, or my favorite, I love to do the big ones in the fall. I love to do little small ones for like a single kid who needs to raise money for a softball tournament out of state, or a gymnastics girl who's going to a tournament, or a daycare that needs to get a new toy for their playground during the summer. Make it small. You can make it local. It doesn't need to be big, but guess what? If you do one fundraiser and one little cute softball kid gets you 30 new customers, yeah, you're giving away that portion of your income, because you're giving away your PRV for that fundraiser. But guess what? You now have a bigger circle of 30 people that you can follow up with, that will hopefully buy from you again, and that you can get to host from you. And then maybe in the fall, they can host a real party, or a basket party or something, or maybe they will join. Again, if you're finding that you don't have any team to mentor because you haven't sponsored anybody and you don't really have any prospects, focus on expanding your sales so you can get to more people, and that keeps that momentum going. That merry-go-round has got to keep going somehow, and a lot of times it can start with sales. So fundraisers, keep it manageable for summer. It's okay if it's one little kid who just takes your little basket testers around and gets $300 in sales. That's fantastic. Even if you give all that commission away, that's all of those potential people that new person has reached out for you to keep your own circle expanding. Again, got to keep that momentum going. Social media posts, we already talked about batching content for that. Basket parties. That's another thing. They've seemed to kind of wane down in the days of online parties, but I love a basket party. It can be just as simple as this cute little baggie of testers and a catalog and some order forms, and say, all right, take it around to your friends, or take it to work with you, or somebody like that. Basket parties are great because, again, they're getting you in front of other people, and it's making it so nobody has to get together if you're having a hard time booking home parties. The first place is always home party. If you can get in a home party, you can get into the door, because that's where they get to see your cute face, where they can like and know and trust you. And they get to smell the scents in real life, and they get to be like, oh, this reminds me of growing up and my grandma would make these cookies with me. It's that emotional connection that is so much easier to have in real life. However, we can replicate it in other ways, like with a basket party, because that's better than nothing for sure. Okay. Oh, another thing, if you're wanting to, I mentioned it briefly, but if you're wanting to do mail and you're like, okay, I don't want to spend money by giving my money away on a fundraiser. I don't want to, I don't want to spend time on social media. That's me, because I'm like, I don't have time for that. Another thing that I like to do to keep contact with my customers, it can even be just the ones that ordered from you within the last month or two, whatever. You want to just keep that momentum going, because they're the ones that are already buying from you. I love to mail stickers, the scratch and sniff stickers, to my current customers of what's coming out or what's new, or whatever, just so that they can, again, have that experience with our fragrance. So again, we always used to say, if they can smell it, you can sell it. So the more you can have them have a fragrance experience, the more likely they are to buy. Okay, the same thing goes for recruiting and then onboarding. Again, we don't get paid any kind of bonus just to get people on. We need to get them on and help them get going. So that's when onboarding happens. And that just means holding their hand through it. So if you don't know who your top customers are, to know then who to take it to the next step and say, oh, hey, you are my best customer. I would sure love to have you come do this with me. Let's do this together. You already love Scentsy. Let's just take the next step, and you can, earn on your own purchases or whatever. An easy way to know, if you didn't know, you can go into your workstation and you can filter. I think it's the contacts tab. I can't remember if it's contacts or orders, but there's a filter in there that you can go in and you can see from last order. So you can, if you want to say, okay, everybody's my most frequent last 20 customers, then you can do that. Or if you want to see by top PRV, so my biggest customers who've ordered the most over my lifetime as a Scentsy consultant, you can reward them and say, guess what? Here's your golden ticket for 10% off your order, or free gift with your next order, whatever you want to do. Or, hey, guess what? You are my longest customer. I would love to let you join my team. Come do this with me, or something like that. So use the reports to help you use your time more wisely in the summer. Use those reports to help you filter through to see who is it that are my top customers. So then you can, again, invite every single one of your customer, at least during some time, so that they can join with you and be in place for the fall, for their benefit as well as for yours. And those are your first prospects. For recruiting, again, show your lifestyle on social media. I've said it before, but information leads to conclusions. They will conclude, oh, yes, that is a great starter kit value. Or, oh, yes, that now is a great time to join. Information leads to conclusions. Emotion is what leads to action. So that emotion of excitement, or that emotion of I can do it, or that emotion of, oh, she wants to be my friend and wants to help me to do it together, or that emotion of prospects of the life that they could have, or that emotion of potential for something even bigger. If they can't afford swimming lessons this summer, guess what? You have a way to pay for your swimming lessons next summer. We have that ability to be able to help people have hope for something better, to make their dreams come true. And then, again, just really quickly, and then I will let you go because I'm down to 28 minutes and I wanted to keep it within 30. So team leadership, remember that that third step. So we've got a sales keep things running and keep bringing people in for your hosts for next year. I always like to pre-schedule my hosts as well. And I always like to pre-book my month. So I already know at the beginning of every month what I already have booked for that month, because I front load my calendar like that. So then again, I'm not starting with June 1st and being like, oh man, kids are all out of school, life is busier than ever, and I've got nothing on the books. I don't even know what's happening. So keep those sales coming, which can then turn into your sponsoring conversations to your recruits. And then once you have recruits, then guess what? You're a leader and you get to lead them, and you get to be the one that helps to motivate and inspire and keep their merry-go-round turning, because this business is way better with friends. So everyone is busy. So find a way to connect with them all at once, if nothing else. If that's your team page, great. Like I said, a lot of times, a lot of them aren't going to see it. If that's an email, you want to email out your team, just like your customers. You can do that all at once. At least you're touch pointing them at least once a month, or once a week, or once every other week, or whatever works for you. Just make sure that you are still available for them to connect with you. If you want to send out happy mail, if you want to send out group text, just like I was saying before, or individual text. That's one of my favorite things to do. Again, is I will take my handy dandy little phone and I'll turn on the camera and I'll put a video and I'll say, hey, I see you. I see you working hard. You've already got 200 PRV for the month. Good job. Keep up the great work. You know I'm here to help you. If you need anything, stop. And then I email that, or I send that out and I text it out, or I Facebook message it out. And it's a personal message, and I do see them, and they do have at least 200 PRV, and it's a message for me, but it's not words, it's my face. So that's one of my favorite ways to really batch that kind of content, because I made that video once, but I send it out to all the people who are already active that month. Again, just find some way to connect with them in a way that makes it doable for you. I have project broadcasts. So again, I schedule out centiversaries and birthdays, and I send a cute little personalized message, and I schedule it out so that I don't even have to remember to push a button. It does it for me. Or if not, at least make a little list, because again, we have that in our workstation. Look on the first of every month and write a little checklist. You can keep your little notebook with you to where you're like, oh, okay, I just need to remember to and then you schedule it in. I just need to remember to send a little message to Jean today because it's her birthday. And then again, it's quick and it's done and it's very impactful. You can send a team newsletter email or something like that if you want to help keep everybody with recognition or with a tip of the day or with something like that. That helps, again, keep that momentum with ideas for them to keep going, but you send it once and it hits everybody. One thing that I've done in the past, I probably need to do this again, is commit to a 5-minute tip every day in your team page, or text them to keep them motivated. There was a time when I had everybody opt in who wanted a daily message from me, and so then I scheduled out all my daily messages, and they just opted in on my text, and then Project Broadcast sent it out to them every day. Or if they were I have some in Australia and New Zealand who don't have, and the UK who don't have Project Broadcast, then I would just take that same message and I'd copy and paste it into their messenger. But again, it doesn't take long because you're using the same message every day, or recording a little video and sending the same thing. And then one of my favorite things to do is Amazon Prime. I will give just a quick little $1 or $2. Keep it manageable for sure. A quick little piece of candy or popcorn, or a little, just some kind of little trinket with a little message for me, personalized. And then Amazon Prime sends it, and I don't have to go to the mail. I don't have to go to the post office. It's not extra postage. And it comes with a little note that I can not handwrite, but I can personalize it. And then it gets it goes straight to their doorstep. And then it just brings some love and energy and momentum. It keeps your merry-go-round spinning, and it keeps their merry-go-round spinning. Again, it's all of our own individual businesses, but the more we can link arms with each other, whether it's our team down or even just a Scentsy sister or brother off to the side that's just somebody that we met at an event or online, we are better together. And the more that we can help each other keep our businesses contained in the little area that we want it to be, you can fit a lot more in. But if I let these cups, if I let this cup and all these pens spill all over, it's kind of like that water. It'll be all over the place. So let's figure out how to keep each other motivated and how to keep ourselves motivated. The best way to do that is step by step. Little teeny steps lead to big momentum, and success leads to other success. So take one thing away that you want to do from today, or, go through and make a list of a couple of things that you want to do. But whatever it is, small steps lead to big results. So don't get overwhelmed, but also don't leave your business behind this summer, because you are laying the foundation for an amazing fourth quarter, an amazing fall if you are in Region 1 and Region 2, and then a fourth quarter in Region 3. It's the time to be planting the seeds and to keep those relationships going. Remember, all of your customers and team are busy as well, so make it easy for them to find you and to remember you, to buy from you, to connect from you. And we can all help each other. Okay, and I am done. So if you have any quick questions, go ahead and post them. Otherwise, I'm going to love you and leave you so that you can get on with your evening or go to bed or whatever time it is. I see hello from Connecticut, and so it's time to go to bed. Hello from Puerto Rico. That's so fun. My son is there right now serving mission, and he's coming home in 6 weeks, so I'm so excited to see him. So Anyway, if you guys have any questions or any other hints or tips for each other about what you do that works best to keep all of your business contained in the place that you put it, so it can take up just this much space on your desk instead of spilling all over like the water, then you'll find that your summer will be amazing. You will be more at peace and more at rest and more in charge of your day because you'll be telling your time where to go instead of wondering where it all went. Okay, you guys are the best. Thanks for tuning in. And if you have any questions, I'll be watching the thread. So just post them. Or like I said, I would love to hear your advice. So share with us what you do that helps you keep your business running during these busy summer months. And I will talk to you all later. Again, my name is Becky Sattler. If you have any questions, just look me up and I'm more than happy to connect. Okay, bye.